Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Talking or using your device during the film is distracting. Don't ruin the movie.
What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei and Place for channel show Mr. A&D, back to give you guys the retro movie experience, the audio edition here, and we are talking about some of our favorite basketball movies that have been around, because we got Space Jam 2: A New Legacy that has come out already. Because by the time you listen to this, it's already have come out. So this whole weekend, we're celebrating basketball movies, and we're gonna talk about this one. But first, joining me on this movie experience is not Deion Sanders for Primetime.
What's up, y'all? It's me, the PRIME.
Welcome to the movie experience. Me and you mostly do just the wrestling stuff, but it's good to come to the movie experience, huh?
Yep.
So,
we here.
Yep. This movie experience, we're going to talk about a movie that stars Bow Wow, back when he was rapping and acting, and that is Like Mike. So, Like Mike was an early 2000s movie, came out in 2002, and oh my god. First of all, let me just illustrate something to you. The Bow Wow craze in early 2000s was crazy. How do
I can imagine. Yep.
How do I know that? My sister. Because my sister was the biggest Bow Wow fan on this side of Philly. It had to be. And I remember when Like Mike came out, she had these little denim shorts, right? And she colored and all with crayon and color pencil, talking about something. She put Bow Wow, Shad Moss, and all the songs. It was like, you know how like girls do when they have a crush in their notebook. She did it on their pants.
Yeah, airbrush was a thing back then.
And she did that and wore them joints to the movies. I was like, ain't like Bow Wow gonna see them pants, you know, or them shorts or anything. But she wore them joints to the movie. She was excited. She had every, and I say every album. You ever watch Arthur, like the kids show Arthur?
Yep.
You know how DW be playing Crazy Bus?
First of all, DW is the bad. DW is the goodest bad person probably ever in the kids show.
Yes. Well,
but yeah,
she would just. That's how my sister was when she had her radio, and she had that Bow Wow Thank You album. They had Thank You on there and Take You Home.
Oh man! When I take you home, I see a little Bow Wow.
You just don't know when you move. Yeah, first of all, that was like that and Grinding was hitting them Harlem Shakes in the early 2000s. So we heard it everywhere. So the Bow Wow craze was something. Now me, I'm a basketball guy, and one of my favorite eras in basketball is the early 2000s. The early 2000s,
right?
Huh?
I say you right.
The early 2000s when you know the names was AI, Kobe, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Shaq, Dikembe Mutombo, Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash.
What's her name?
What's whose name? Oh, that's funny. I got it. I almost didn't get it. Yeah, I got it. Chris Webber, Jason Kidd, Steve Francis, Yao Ming. Those were the names in the early 2000s. Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett.
KG. Yep.
Yeah. Those names. Every All-Star game. Those are the ones that you see. You was excited to see them players, and so you could combine these two. So this movie is about Bow Wow, who's an orphan, and him and his friend Jonathan Lipnicki, and what was it?
Brenda Song.
Yeah, Brenda Song. Yeah, who played Reg. There are three orphans at this orphanage, and they of course they have Jesse Plemons, and when he was a young kid, is the bully, which he plays the creep in everything he is in now. Plays the bully, and eventually somebody throws Michael Jordan's old sneakers away, and they come to the orphanage, and then Bow Wow finds out that Michael Jordan's these Michael Jordan sneakers are magical. He didn't know that at first, but when after Jesse Plemons throws the things up on the wire, and he's so determined to get these damn sneaks. I'm like, yo, hold on, bro, hold on. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't said they some sneaks and you want some, but I know they Jordan sneaks, but the way Bow Wow was climbing up on that joint with his raincoat and everything, I said, bro, you get the fuck out of here with that. But anyway,
it definitely made it look more epic than it should have been.
It really was. They really did. So he goes and gets the sneakers and he gets shot with lightning. That means he should be dead. But the sneakers are possessed with the power of Michael Jordan. So now, in this universe, LA doesn't have just the Lakers and the Clippers. They have the Knights too.
Well, I think in this universe they don't have the Clippers or the Lakers.
Everybody has the Lakers. They should have. They're
not in the movie at all.
You're right. They are not, because they're the LA Knights. I'm just like, because I was like, these are clearly Clippers colors. So I was like, y'all could have took out the Clippers and just put the Knights in. But I was like, you're right. If there was Lakers, I would have seen Shaq and Kobe, and I didn't see any of them. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's the only LA team, which we know is a lie. Morris Chestnut is on there, and he plays Tea Time. So he's on there. So we get this relationship of Bow Wow oppressing everybody when he wants a chance to go play Morris Chestnut on the court, and he has to score. Was it? He only has to score once or three times.
Three times. Like once you get like a T-shirt.
Yeah.
2 you get something else, and 3 you get, I think, free tickets or something.
So yeah. So they when he embarrasses Tracy on the court, they decide to bring him on for a contract just to sell tickets at first. Just be like, we got a little kid on the team. But then when they said he could really play, they were selling it out, and then the journey begins. So Prime, I gotta ask you, man, this movie being so old, just tell me how you like the movie.
I mean, honestly, I still enjoy it because I look at it from my nostalgic eyes. But I still like some parts of it. I like that it's an NBA movie. I think it's probably the only movie, with one exception, of like actual NBA players in it and interacting as themselves.
Yeah.
So I really like that aspect of it.
Oh, I agree with you, because first of all, I like seeing like the monster. I like seeing him go up against Chris Webber. I like seeing him go up against Tracy McGrady.
Oh yeah, and the license, like you can actually license it. I like it, like how they actually license the jerseys and all that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, some teams, when they playing basketball, it'd be like white team and black team.
Exactly. No, when you're playing the Supersonics and he playing Gary Payton, and then he playing the Miami, he playing Lonzo Mourning, and then it's funny because he's a little kid who's a fan of all these players, but then he has to go up on these teams and face them. And I'll just say, of course, the animation was just hilarious. So him going up against Alonzo Mourning, him going up against David Robinson, him going up against Tracy McGrady, him going up against Chris Webber, him going up against AI, doing AI's crossover to AI was hilarious.
Yes, so, that slow motion. I think my favorite slow motion we'll get to. Well, I guess we get to now.
Yeah.
For some reason, is the Tracy McGrady one.
Which now I'm trying to remember which one that was.
Tracy's coming down the hole, and then he spins, and then he looks back, and then like he don't got the ball. And then Bow Wow looks back, he's like, gotcha.
I got you. I was like Chris Webber, like, I got dogs bigger than him, man. You know, see, like a little chihuahua. So he come there, he just like.
Hey, all I'm saying is, let's be glad that this wasn't another sport at that time with the biggest superstar.
You're right. You're right. You are so right on that one. And Bow Wow actually can play ball a little bit. I'm not saying he's as good as Romeo, but I'm saying, but he can play. He can play ball. This is back when him, Fabulous, and Jermaine Dupri made that basketball song, which is way better than Curtis Blow.
I like it.
I loved it.
Yes,
I loved it.
You sound like you sound like Barry Cohen for the Temptations movie. I loved it.
Oh, he said, so did you like it? No, I loved it. Huh? Hey boys, welcome to Motown. Yeah. Oh god, that was great. Yeah. No, I really enjoyed it, and I was sitting there like, man, this thing was. I love the video with Big Boy on there. Goodness gracious Lord. I was like, to see about play actual basketball stuff like that, and I was like, it's way better than the Curtis Blow version, because that Curtis Blow version is terrible.
I just like the feel of it. The song was perfectly placed in the movie at that point. I think that's what gets me like hooked to the song.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was, like I said, part of my time. I did like the chemistry between him and Marsha as Tracy, because I was like, well, they're orphans. I see where this is going. At the end of the movie, he's obviously going to adopt him. And Bow Wow, Jonathan Lipnicki had a pretty decent relationship too. I mean, Jonathan Lipnicki grew up to be an action figure, but back then, I was just like, I said, look, Mr. Stuart Little. I said, this man is this man's so small. He tried to put the sneakers on. He tried to dunk. That shit ain't work for him. He flew out the sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
He almost commit a Rocky from Power Rangers Turbo.
Oh, this is good. Okay.
No, bro. No, come on. You know you would have brought the same thing up too.
You've been bringing this up. I swear it seemed like every day this week almost.
Oh, Stanger. I ain't been bringing it all up. So obviously, Crispin Glover, who is Mr. Willard himself, realizes after Ox tells him that the shoes are magical, and he goes in with some bookies to make a bet because they are about to make it to playoffs for the first time, which you lost. But they lost once they got in there, but anybody at the playoffs. So he makes the bet, kidnaps Calvin, and takes his. Well, he don't kidnap Calvin. He tries to get him into a family, which I like the little montage of see the family, which he had Corey Holcomb, which I like him as a comedian also. Was there, and they take his shoes and hold them until after the game. I was like, if I say some uncut gem shit to do until they fight him back, and they go and get the shoes back so he can make it for the game, even though he comes like very late. Like he come like the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. He come in the fourth quarter. That whole chase was funny because first of all, the way these henchmen was getting outsmarted by these kids. Because I was just like, come on, yo, I know this is a kids movie, but y'all gotta be a little just a little bit smarter. A little bit smarter.
I think for me, growing up, this is my introduction to Crispin Glover and not Back to the Future.
Did you see Willard?
No.
Bruh, Willard is weird, okay? And that
well, I get the feeling that all Crispin Glover movies are weird. Or his role at least.
Yes, I don't even know if he's still is he still making movies at all?
I do not know.
Like it's like he's known for playing eccentric characters on the screen. I'm just like if you look at his Wikipedia page, I'm like, bruh, if I'm blinking, if I'm squinting, if I see this picture in the dark, I'm thinking it's Pennywise or something.
He does have he can manipulate his face like Jim Carrey can do. He has that aspect, but he uses it when he's not portraying a character, which is the weird part.
Yeah, like there's things about Crispin Glover. Like if I look at him and no matter what you could call me probably like this, hey, my hand hurt, and if you next to Crispin Glover, I'm like, he did it. He's guilty and weird and like there's something I can see. I was like, yeah, this man is innocent on all counts. Don't ask me, because this man right here is a creepy son of a bitch. Like I said, he may be like the nicest guy in real life, to be honest with you, but even remember him in the first Charlie's Angels movie? Yeah,
still same character,
Yeah, well, he would just grab the hair and just start yelling. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, got a problem.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm saying so. Yeah, so he's made for this. But if you see his picture on Wikipedia, yo, I'm just like that. I'm like, oh God, you look so. I did it. you look so. I did it. It's a type look. So is there anything about the movie that you did not like?
It's a lot of stuff. Well, we'll be here all day. But okay, I'm gonna try to name a few.
Okay, because see, usually the side you've been saying it's nostalgia. I'm not gonna talk bad about it, but dude, it's the purpose of these old movies. They're so great, you gotta talk about it.
Yeah, no, honestly, so this is one thing that bothered me, and I know it's probably not their fault. I really wish they would have got Joe Marie Payton. So that it could be Harriet and Carl and like a little throwback. I wish they would have did that.
Oh, he probably wasn't gonna do all that.
But they had him, and I'm like, if you gonna have him have a little cameo, I mean, why not just have her? And then But other than that, though, the orphan part, I don't think that was needed. I don't, but
Well, I said the question is, if he wasn't an orphan, how is he getting them sneakers? I mean, now maybe he probably go to like a Salvation Army.
His he still could have been a poor. He could have been a poor kid, and donations to the poor kids or something, and he could have got them in the box.
But see, that what makes it, because you already know they had to bring the father-son dynamic between him and Tracy.
But the thing is, they seem more like best friends to me than father and son, which is weird to me.
I mean,
that's probably my only gripe.
I mean, I agree with you because first of all, you ain't gonna be throwing paint on me on all these special clothes and all over my house.
Yeah. So I'm saying it's like you go from being friends to now you're my authority.
Because Calvin, don't put no paint on my windows. I'm like, no, seriously,
they was friends. They was friends then. And now it's turn the lights off. Well, who you is? I'm your daddy. Okay, turn the lights off. Like, that's just a weird transition.
He said, "Who you is?" I'm your daddy there. Boy, I would RKO him out of somewhere if he puts a paint. You know how I get the paint out the window? Windex don't do that.
Well, for one, he is rich. So, I mean.
And then he gotta jump in the pool. So then you gotta call the guy to come.
Honestly,
and take another 3 days to clean that pool.
He could have just took it out of Calvin's paycheck. Calvin got paid. He had a contract.
He had one of the little small contracts, bro. Calvin wasn't making no big bank. He wasn't making no big bank. He wasn't making no big bank. Take little bank.
For 11-year-old, he was.
I mean, he wasn't. And what 11-year-olds going to do? Buy them scooters. You know what I'm saying? Like he bought all the people at the orphanage.
I'm surprised they didn't buy no toys and nothing like that.
No, see, they all teenagers, so they probably want scooters and a better basketball court and grass on the playground, shit like that. Do you think Red should have went with them, or was you cool with her having her own family?
No, I was cool with her having her own family. Honestly, it's okay. I would have rather had Murph have his own family, Red have her own family, and then Calvin have his family, and then they meet up at the end with all their families. I would have rather had that than have Tracy be the dad of Calvin and Murph.
Hey, but look, Murph was his homie though, man. That was his best. That was ride or die. This man was about to get his mama picture burnt up, so he would tell where these shoes was at. This man was about to ride or die for Calvin Cambridge.
Yeah, well, hey.
So
it happens.
So look, it's 2-for-1 Orphan Day. So hey. And they, of course,
if you would have told me that, I would have been like, so.
But look, coming with somebody who has kids, it's best to get them that way. I hate to say it like they property, but it's best to get them that way because one keeps the other occupied. Because I know now I'm suffering through this because my son is not here. He's at his grandma's house right now. And I'm like, oh, I need somebody to occupy a system. Because they play. And it just like, it cancels the thing out. So I ain't got to worry about shit. But when, each one of them's not here, oh. So yeah, so Calvin and Murph will cancel each other out. So Tracy.
Well, it's not even a 2-for-1 thing. The 2-for-1 thing don't bother me. It's just like, I don't even know him and you just offering him for me to, like, I have to get him. That's the part. I'm like, I only met him for 5 minutes.
No, well, see, no. Let's be fair. He knew Murph because
he knew Murph from that one day.
He told Calvin. He said, first of all, call your boy Murph because best friends are hard to come by. He slid him the next tail and said, call your boy Murph because best friends are hard to come by. And then Murph, then when Murph came over, he told, can you teach me the math? So,
yes. So you have all this time on the road for a full season with Calvin, and then you only have 1 day painting with Murph, and now you're supposed to just know him now.
You really don't know Calvin either. You just be playing with him.
Yeah, but you've been around Calvin for a season, so at least y'all have a little bit of more bonding than that 1 day with Murph.
I mean, you right, but you never know. It's like but after that 1 day with Murph, I mean, there was probably more days. So it's probably more days Murph came over. It's probably more days they hung out now because Murph knows he can now go over there and hang out. Because he's not gonna pay that cab another $57.50.
Yeah, just get a limo. Like, all right, come on, pick me up.
Yeah, that's what best friend would do. But yeah, I think that's what he probably would do. That's probably how they get in a relationship. And then there you have it. My white son. So, what would you grade Like Mike?
I give it a. I give it a chance.
A hashtag give it a chance?
Yeah, because I can't say catch it at the barbershop, so I'll have to say hashtag give it a chance.
Yeah, and I can't say damn near perfect because that'd be lying. So I would definitely say it's a nice, good, feel good. Would you put it as one of your favorite basketball movies of all time?
I would, because it's just the thing about this movie is that the basketball is NBA basketball. Other movies don't. Other movies when it's basketball, it's not in the biggest stars of the NBA. It's like I said, no name jobber teams. So that plays a big role in it.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, that is our review of Like Mike, going down memory lane with doing Like Mike. Stay tuned right here on NC Studios when we talk more about other basketball movies that we like. Make sure you guys go check out, if it's not up already, it should be up, my Space Jam 2 review, my Uncle Drew review. So make sure you guys check all this stuff out. And we'll be back. So once again, this is NC, a place we chill, Mr. A&D, and not Deion Sanders for Primetime.
All right, y'all.
And we'll see you at the movies.